Fired for no daycare. A Lee County mother says at the height of the pandemic, her job forced her to make an impossible decision, and then they fired her.
She's been sharing her story with Fox 4's Rachel Lloyd.
2020 got off to a smooth start for Lauren Martinez and her family. She and her husband were both employed, and she had just given birth to a healthy baby. But things got a little shaky at her dental office job when it came time to nurse her newborn. She says there was nowhere to pump breast milk in the office.
I stopped nursing because I felt like it was interfering with my job.
She says that was one example of putting her job first. The next came at the height of the pandemic when schools and daycares closed. On some days, her teenage daughter would babysit her younger children. But then her teen and son got sick. She called out for 3 days, communicating with her supervisor each day.
I felt like I should have been able to take a little time off just to get my children through that.
Realizing it was too much for a teen to take care of her younger brothers while doing virtual learning, Martinez talked to her supervisor about working from home. That's when he sent her this text. It says if you cannot come in due to childcare, the position is vacated, meaning you no longer have your job here.
If I knew that asking a question would turn into me losing my job, in hindsight, of course, I probably wouldn't have asked that question. But
believing she was wrongfully out of a job, she decided to sue. Martinez's attorney, Benjamin Yormack, says unfortunately, her situation isn't uncommon.
These situations disproportionately affect women who are still traditionally the primary caregivers.
The U.S. Census Bureau has data to back that up. A survey shows women ages 25 to 44 are almost 3 times as likely as men to not be working due to child care demands. 30% of those women are not working because of child care, compared to 12% of men in that same group. I called the corporate team that owns the dental office where Martinez used to work to get their side of the story. The office was closed and no one from corporate returned my calls as of Friday evening. We've chosen not to name the office until we give them an opportunity to share their perspective. Martinez's husband also worked at that office. She says her supervisor went as far as asking her husband to delete those text messages where he says she no longer had her position because she couldn't find childcare. He also was insulted and decided to stop working there too. Now the two have been struggling to make ends meet, but they say hopefully putting their story out there will help other parents who find themselves in situations like this. Rachel Lloyd, Fox 4.